Okay, so what I've done is I'm just deboning this carcass in this pan, which is all you do is just take your pieces and debone them as good as you can, and then put some water in there. Set that on your stove now and turn it on, and we'll get a little onion and little this and little that. Hope y'all are doing okay. I'm not feeling too good today, but I got my eyes open, you know, and that's all that matters. Is that we're doing what we're doing. And I'm gonna get an onion, just plain old onion, and I'm gonna cut it. You know, I could use, matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I could use these. I've got chopped onions that I keep in the freezer. Y'all know I love my chopped onions. And here's one bag that I'm going to just take those and put those in there. And another one in there to watch preaching. So if you hear preaching, that's just what's going on, and she's watching preaching. Okay. Now I've got that boiling, or not boiling, it's getting hot. And let me take my phone charger, put it over here so I don't want to overcharge that thing. I'm going to put some garlic in that. Just not a lot. You just have to do it, put a little chili powder, just a little bit. About a tablespoon, whatever you want. That's probably about a teaspoon. We'll do that with our chili powder. Now there's parsley, and we've got cinnamon and all that, but we don't need that for a soup. So let's just so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a can of cut sliced carrots. I use the water. I'm going to take a can of black-eyed peas. And I'm just going to put them there, and I use the water, the juice. Okay, now I'm going to take a half a can of cream style corn. That just thickens it. But I'm going to use the other half a can from the cornbread. Easy, just easy. I didn't feel like cooking today. This is just a not feel like cooking recipe. So now let's get our chicken soup. Now that little bit of chili powder makes this so much better. See, there's got your soup going down in there. Now you can use this white chicken in a can to start this with if you want to. But I had that chicken already. So I think I'm going to put a can of corn in there, regular corn. Looks like it needed it. So I think we've got enough water, so I'm going to drain this corn. If you need the liquid, then go ahead and put it in. If you don't, just let me get some stuff to Hold on. I'm going to cut me some of this. I got some fresh cilantro. I'm going to put that in there. I just chop it. Chop that cilantro. You can do it afterwards, but I like putting it in my soup to get the flavor. This gives it a sweet, good flavor. You know, I didn't grow up. Now the ranch hands had cilantro, but can you see that? I don't know. Maybe you can. See, that's going to be a good soup. If we have to thicken it, we can. You know, in a little while. Okay, so we've got to put a pepper in here. Can't forget the pepper, as I always say. And you got to put your salt. Not a lot. About 2 teaspoons, probably. I'm going to put just a little bit of thickener in that. Not a lot. A little bit of flour. About a teaspoon of flour. I don't want a whole bunch of thickener. I just want about a teaspoon of flour. Mix that around so you can get that thickener. Thicken your soup or whatever, you use your flour and get it all that hot juice in there. Like that. And just mix that around with your flour. Kind of gets hot enough to where it's cooked and it won't lump up. Now just add that back to your pot. Stir it around a little bit. That little cream will thicken that up. You don't want it too thick, you know what I'm saying, but you don't want it real watery. And I do not use chicken broth from the store because of all the sodium. I make my own. And the best way to do that is from one of these rotisserie chickens or fresh chicken. Now since our stuff is already cooked, see that? Yeah, we got it working out. Now since we've already got the vegetables all cooked, I'm just going to now cut this off because the chicken was cooked, the carrots, the peas, everything was cooked. So I'm just going to turn that off and just let that sit there on that burner. Right there on that burner while I get our cornbread ready. And I'm going to mix our cornbread. I'm going to get my... Oh, let me just pull that off back there so y'all can see the cornbread. Y'all can see the cornbread going on. Wish that was a little better, but I was trying to get it on that, and that's too hot. We can't put our deal there. Y'all just have to look over this way now. We're going to put a cup. We'll get the bay leaves out. We'll get a cup of cornmeal. Now I'm going to do that big skillet, so I'm going to double my recipe. You don't have to, but I'm going to. So that'd be 2 cups of cornmeal. Okay. Then we'll get 2 cups 2 cups of our flour. Really, I put about 1.5 cups probably. I like that. And then I'm going to get some baking soda. And I'm going to put in, for this, I'm going to put, you usually use 1 tablespoon of baking powder, but since I'm doubling, I'm putting in 2 baking powders. Alright, let's get us some of our granulated sugar. And that'd be about probably 2 tablespoons. Okay. Now I'm not going to make it too sweet, so I'll just leave it at 2 tablespoons even with the extra. Even with this extra. And you want to mix that good because that baking powder, if you don't get that mixed up, it'll be bitter as quinine and you'll get a bite up and think, why is this so bitter? Well, that's why. Okay. Let me get I'm going to go ahead and put my half a can of cream style corn in there. 1 cup is what it calls for, and that's all we've got. So even though that is not double, we're going to use it anyway. Sure. Now, salt. Just today, I'm going to do it because I want to. I'm going to put a little cheese in my cornbread because I want it in there. This is just that Colby Jack cheese. And I'm just going to take me about a half cup, big handful of that cheese. And I'm going to put that in my bowl. And let me get eggs. Y'all will ever, I told you I'd got them egg things off Temu, and got some of you had asked about them. Well, this is that egg thing. The ones you see on Temu, put your eggs in there and it rolls all the way down to the last one, see? And that saves some space because that's very thin. I'm going to put 3 eggs in this. I'm not going to double it. It says 3 and 3, but that's a lot of eggs. That's a lot of eggs. I don't want to use all my eggs up. So cornbread will just have to be less fluffy today because I'm not going to. Let me try to get this over here so y'all can see it. See, I don't like this setup, but it's okay. We do what we got to do, don't we, y'all? I'll probably know this basic recipes anyway. It's just we're visiting, I guess. So we'll do 3. Let's do 4, because it would be 6 in all. But let's do 4. Sometime we'll get it. We're caught down there. There's a big one. So that'll make up for it. That'll make up. I should have stirred them up in a separate bowl, but I just didn't. I kind of kind of do it right here, not crack them. I crack them, of course I do. This little old baby spoon, I don't know how I think I can do anything with this. This is crazy. Using that little baby spoon. Be a disaster. I use this. I don't use my wood spoons very much anymore. Because people griped about them, but grandmother said they were fine. Well, I just take mine and make sure it's dried out good. This costs for a cup of sour cream, but I don't have it, so we're going to just say that cheese is our sour cream, okay? Well, this is pretty thick. I'll tell you, you know, my old tried and true. Let me get me a skillet off the wall. Get me a skillet. Get me a skillet off the wall, and I'm going to set that right down there. And I'm going to get me some challenge butter. Let me get this put back in the icebox. Refrigerator, as y'all say. What's the icebox? And I'll tell you, I'll put about a half cup of milk in there just because it's so dry. I don't know why it's so dry. So we'll put that, half a cup of milk in there. Now y'all know you just have to cook. Let me get my flour put on. Get this done. Hold on just a minute. Oh. If I don't do it now, I'll have to do it later. So I've got to just get my stuff all put back in my cabinet. Now I've got cornmeal all over this board. So it's going right in there because that board's clean as a whistle. I get stuff all over this house. But I cleaned it up. Do the best I can. So now let's get this. Billie Jean just can't stop from being sloppy. Now that's a pretty thick cornbread. Looks more like this nickel. And then of course, you know, I always tell you put water in. If your cornbread's too thick, put the water in it. Okay, I put some butter in my skillet, kind of getting that rolled around just to coat that skillet. Still from that hot burner kind of. Okay, now see how thick that is? It's still that milk, so I'm gonna put a little water in. Grandma always said, put your water in there because it helps the cornbread steam helps the batter be steamed and cornmeal, and it just comes out of, kind of steams your bread. Plus, it keeps you from crumbling all over the place, seems like. So let's mix that. We got that mixed. Now, we'll just pour it in our pan. All you gotta do. Nothing to it. Do as much out. See, that'll make plenty for that skillet. Now we'll just get this kind of cleaned up here. Then Jean gets all these messes going. So I'm going to put that in the oven, 400 degrees, for about 35-40 minutes. Let me get my olive oil out of the way. Let's bake it at 420. Let's do it about 35 minutes and start. Then we'll see what it does. Now I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up and I'll be back. Okay, I kind of got the kitchen cleaned up a little bit. Our soup is still cooling here. And smells really good. So I thought, well, Mom and I need a dessert. And I want to make something that I was going to make it yesterday, but I just didn't have a chance. Let me get Grandmother's dishes out of the way so I don't get them broke. I tell you, I've got some mini. Some mini dishes, y'all. I don't know. I've just got too much stuff. Like I tell y'all all the time. We've got too much going on. These onions we're going to use, I was going to use because I was going to do my spinach. We're going to wait on that spinach. I'm just too exhausted. I can't do it. So, let me get one of my mixing bowls. Okay, let me get one of my mixing bowls. Let me get one of my mixing bowls out. Now y'all can do this. I take a Great Value cherry Kool-Aid. I'm just showing you what I take. Usually I buy the Great Value low sugar or some kind of low sugar pie filling, and I couldn't get it. So I had to just use the sugared. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to put that about, I'd say, just about a half a can of that. Don't need a whole can. So you got a half a can of your cherry pie filling. Take my one sugar-free cherry Kool-Aid drink mix. I put that down in there. Then I don't have to add a bunch of sugar because it's in that. You know, it seems to me that I have tried to try every sugar substitute in the world and research. These big companies, it's not good for you probably, but they know what's in there, like Sweet and Low. They know what's in their drink mixes, and you just can't find that at home. So that's why I even attempt to use some kind of drink mix like that. We're just making some pink fluff. Y'all remember pink fluff when you was a kid, but mine is just sugar free. Let me get this Cool Whip open. Maybe. We might not. It takes forever to get these things, act of Congress. There, finally. So now I buy the zero sugar Cool Whip. Zero sugar Cool Whip. Okay, we'll get that ready. And, you know, I'm not going to be able to use this pie filling for nothing else. So, it's going in there. I'll just make a bigger batch of this, because I'm not going to waste food, and I know that'll waste if I don't wash my hands. And y'all don't have my microphones on. I can't figure out how to get them on this pad. I would if I worked at it, but I've been trying to do a lot of things. Okay, let me get rinse my dish clean off and not have to dirty another one. No sense in it. Well, I hope y'all's Sunday's going better than mine is. Oh, I guess mine's going okay. It just seems like I'm just exhausted today after that fiasco yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to mix that Kool-Aid into that cherry pie filling. Now then, I want to get, if I can find it, just a minute. I know I've got it right here. Get a nutmeg. Get a nutmeg. I love a nutmeg. We'll just grab a little nutmeg. Not a lot. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, Lord. Oh, it smells so good. Then I take my anise. which is kind of like licorice, or I can use the anise. I could use the coconut. There's so many, but I use the anise in this, especially at Christmas, but I just put a drop in it. You don't have to put it in yours. I just put a little, I'm talking about a drop, just a little drop of anise McCormick flavoring. And then I see how that has got that nutmeg in there. Okay. Another. Let me get a spoon. I'm going to put my Cool Whip down. Get this spoon thing off. Now I'm going to put probably about a half a tub, maybe a little more. Just fold that in. Just fold that into that. And it'll expand, and just fold that in. Make you some underneath there. There you go. Let's taste it. It's so good. Now, if it was me, I would, if it was me and it was just going to be for family, you know, I'd put some, I'd take grated coconut and I'd put in there and some chopped pecans. But since little Jean don't have no teeth, we're not doing it. So that was about a half a container of that zero sugar. But you know, that's good for your guests. If you need something, we're going to put it in an ice box, put a cover on it. If you need something for your guest, these are from Temu. I just ordered another 500. You can't beat them. You just can't beat them. That don't fit so well, but that'll go in the refrigerator. And then we'll check our cornbread. But this is a good alternative for sugar-free dessert. If you got to make something for somebody coming over, I'll be back. Okay, I got the tea fixed. I have a glass of tea. Got that done. And I was cleaning my stove, trying to get the stuff off of it. And the cornbread, I think, just now went off. I used these, I don't know if you, let me get them, I'll show you. Listen now, they're plant-based scouring pads. There's 24 in that pack. And I use them for so many things. I'll put a little deal on that where you can get them. But I love them. They don't scratch your pans or none of that. Plus they clean really well. Alright, let's get our cornbread out. Let's see if it's done. And, oh, it's hot. Let me get the other pot holder. Oh, Lord. Look at that. There it is. Okay. Just a minute. Let me get that cut off. Well, you have to be careful. These poor old pot holders, like I've told y'all, I've been meaning to buy some for the last 20 years. I just go around that because I don't want it to come out. And these old iron skillets, you have to be diligent with them to get it out. So we'll let that cool a little bit. And let me get a bowl. Let me get a bowl for our soup. Well, that's some good chicken soup. We got that. And we'll be ready to eat here in a little bit. If y'all were here, we sure would. Usually I try to take this out of the pan, but I'm gonna let it cool a little bit and then I'll be back. Okay, I got the cornbread out, and I'm gonna butter a good piece of it. Put some butter. Let me get the butter, and then I might get some more challenge, but I buy this and I put it in the freezer, you know. I'm just gonna put some like cornbread and butter all over the cornbread. Can't beat butter. You can't beat butter. So that's just some cornbread and some soup. Cornbread and soup. That's what it's going to be. And then we got our pink fluff cherry delight. And that's what Mother and I are going to have today. It's Sunday. And I'm going to go rest. I'll talk to y'all soon. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. Bye-bye.